Welcome to Chapter 26. In this chapter, we will learn about self-pronouns and verb expression. A. Self-pronouns, myself, yourself, etc. B. Verb expressions, in, after other verbs. For example, I enjoyed singing. Notice the use of the reflexive pronoun himself. Previous pattern, John sees Mary in the mirror. John, subject, sees Mary, object, in the mirror.
New pattern, John sees himself in the mirror. John, subject, sees himself, object, in the mirror. Reflexive pronouns, such as himself, are used when the subject and object of a sentence are the same person or thing.
Additional examples. I see myself. You see yourself. He sees himself. She sees herself. It sees itself. We see ourselves. You see yourselves. They see themselves. In Lesson 8, it was pointed out that two patterns are possible when a direct object, do, and an indirect object, io, follow certain verbs. John bought a book for Mary. Book is do, Mary is io.
Exercise 1. Repeat the statements, omitting the prepositions for and to, and making the necessary changes in word order. Examples. John bought a book for himself. John bought himself a book. Mary wrote a note to herself. Mary wrote herself a note. Now, it is your turn, doing exercise. You can pause your video while answering the questions.
You should notice the use of self-words to indicate emphasis. In the previous patterns, John bought a tie for himself. John bought himself a tie. In the new pattern, John bought a tie himself. In the new pattern, the subject is emphasized by adding a self-pronoun. To emphasize means to concentrate, or focus attention on something, or to make something important.
In the example sentence before, John is emphasized. John, not someone else, bought a tie. Self-pronouns are also used immediately, following the noun phrases they emphasize. This usage is more common in writing than in speech. For example, John himself bought the tie.
Exercise 2. Add a self-pronoun to each statement, for emphasis. George bought a car. George bought a car himself. Mary told the story. Mary told the story herself. Now, it is your turn, doing exercise. You can pause your video while answering the questions.
Exercise 3. By myself, by yourself, by himself, etc. mean alone. Substitute by myself, etc. in the following statements. I'm going alone. I'm going by myself. Do you live alone? Do you live by yourself? John likes to be alone. John likes to be by himself. Now, it is your turn, doing exercise. You can pause your video while answering the questions.
Notice the use of the ing form of verbs following certain other verbs. Previous pattern, see chapter or lesson 13. I wanted to sing.
New pattern. I enjoyed singing. I kept on singing. I finished singing. Use the in form of verbs after enjoy, keep, on, avoid, finish, consider, get through, insist on. Do not use to plus verb after these words.
Additional examples. I enjoy dancing very much. I can keep on dancing all night. Paul avoids going to dances whenever he can. He insists on staying home tonight. I must finish doing my homework before the dance. I hope I get through working early tonight. Will you consider helping me with my work? George can't help asking questions. Can't help is an idiom, which means can't avoid, or can't stop. It is important to note that the following examples contain verbs, which are followed by either the ing form or the to form, with approximately the same meaning. Examples. They began studying here last year. They began to study here last year. They started learning English immediately. They started to learn English immediately. They continued practicing every day. They continue to practice every day. They prefer studying together. They prefer to study together. They like learning new patterns. They like to learn new patterns. Exercise 4. Substitute the following words. Betty considered dancing, enjoys. Betty enjoys dancing, kept on. Betty kept on dancing, working. Betty kept on working. Now, it is your turn, doing exercise. You can pause your video while answering the questions.
The following examples contain verbs that are followed by either the in form or by the to form, but with different meanings. Examples: stop. John stopped eating. John stopped to eat. Stopped eating means stopped the activity of eating. Stopped to eat means stopped some other activity in order to eat. In this case, John stopped driving in order to eat. Mary remembered writing to her family. Remembered writing means that she wrote at some time in the past and that she remembered later. Thus, the writing was first, the remembering second. Mary remembered to write to her family. Remembered to write means that she did not forget her intention to write. Thus, the remembering was first and the writing second. Exercise 5. Combine the words and phrases into sentences. Use the ing or the to form of the verb. Mary enjoys swim very much. Mary enjoys swimming very much. She likes swim in the lake. She likes swimming in the lake, or she likes to swim in the lake. She wanted go there last Saturday. She wanted to go there last Saturday. Now, it is your turn, doing exercise. You can pause your video while answering the questions. Most of the verb expressions in ing presented are nominalizations. This means they function like nouns. For example, the nominalization singing in the first sentence below is equivalent to what and it in the second and third sentences. John enjoyed singing. What did he enjoy? He enjoyed it. Some ing forms of verbs, however, are complements of the preceding verbs. For example, the ing form, which follows keep on, is a complement. For example, he kept on singing. Singing is not a nominalization. Thus, it is not equivalent to what, or it.
This is the end of chapter, or lesson 26.
We hope you enjoyed it, and keep practicing. Bye.
Bye.